do think we should move ahead and talk about one final game, which obviously happened on Saturday, where Chelsea took on Brighton. And I said in the prediction video, there is no way in hell Brighton are not winning this game. And I got it right. Brighton are just better than Chelsea. They were odds on before the game, better than Chelsea, and then the game winning it. And is it a shock anymore?
It's not a shock, but there was a moment in that game when Chelsea got that first goal and Brighton were creating so many chances, like chance after chance, and Chelsea just couldn't find it. They couldn't break them down. Well, Brighton couldn't, get a finish off for so long. And you just thought, no, God, they deserve this so much. Please just give them the win. And there was a moment where Chelsea, I think, made 4 substitutions at once because of how one-sided the game was. They just completely switched their team because Brighton were doing so well. But I think it's incredible that Brighton have finally got that away win in London because they deserved it so much last weekend. And now they've got it at Chelsea as well. Oh, it's just, and then Cisso's goal.
Amazing.
What a finish.
What a goal.
Unreal. It's just absolutely insane. Did you see Cucurella after the match as well? Giving, I think it's Stupinan and Ciso some stick after the game. I don't know what he's doing or what he's saying because he's like this, but he's just giving them stick. I mean, the club he's just come from. But anyway, can we just talk about how much what's going on at Brighton at the moment? They're doing so well. They're 7th. Yeah. They're on track to get Europa League football, and they're playing such attractive football. It's just unreal. And I'm going to say it's weird, right? Because Arsenal are having such a good season, right? And I love Arsenal. They're the club I'll support until the day I die. But it's so hard not to kind of support this Brighton team as well, as they're doing so well. And the fact that I'm from it isn't really helping that as well. But it's just unreal.
They're so good. Someone needs to. I don't know exactly the ins and outs of their scouting, but someone needs to look into it and that is what clubs need to do, because whatever they're doing, it's just unbelievable. And you know what, the possibility of them even getting top 4 is still there, considering teams are slipping up. So it might be less likely, but it's still there. It could very much happen. They've only played 29 games this season, so they have a couple of games in hand to play. I know one of them's against Man United, and I think the other one's Man City anyway. But it's just the possibility is there. It would be amazing to see, but Europa League football alone would just be world class for Brighton.
I'm not sure if you lads know this, but I think 11 years ago or something like that, Brighton got promoted out of League One. How mental is that they are now going for a European spot? You mentioned about the recruiting phase, and I'll be quick here because we've spent a lot of while on the results, but we've had some crackers this weekend. But I mean, they're one of their technical directors, someone on their board, Paul Barber. He has a spreadsheet or a USB stick, and he has about 4 or 5 replacements lined up for each position in his team and each position of the technical staff as well. So when they knew Graham Potter was going, they had a list of names they'd just go to instantly, and the same with the positions, and that's why they're doing so well. It's just it's mad. I was on a train back from producing the Brighton show, and there was Chelsea and Brighton fans arguing, and these Brighton fans were just mugging them off because they'd taken 2 of their players, two of their players. No, their player, Cucurella, and their manager spent a load of money on them, are loaning out a really good defender to them, and still getting beaten at their own ground and behind them in the league. It's mad.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And before the game, I think I assume we're going to start going into our discussion, which is obviously about how awful Chelsea are. But I saw a tweet from United Trey of all people saying, I can't believe that Chelsea are playing Brighton and I really want Chelsea to win because it will benefit Manchester United.
Yeah, exactly.
It's perfect.
Chelsea, I've seen, it's mad. One of those teams is in the bottom half of the table and the other one's fighting for Europe. And they just play much better football. But yeah, like you said, we are going to move on to our discussion. And looking at where Chelsea are, they're falling away. They don't look like they're a good goal-scoring team. They're not good defensively. There isn't anything that is going well in their team at all. Lampard's come in, 3 games, 3 losses, 1 goal scored, and it was a dodgy deflection from Gallagher. You know, nothing's going right. So I'm going to ponder the question: can Chelsea go down?
I'm looking
so
at the Premier
mad.
League. It is mad. But I'm looking
It's
at the
such a
Premier
mad
League table.
statement.
Look at the Premier League table, and our best chance is Nottingham Forest catching them. Right, they're on 27 points. Chelsea are on 39. That's it's a gap of 12 points, and Nottingham Forest have got 7 games left to play. So if Forest win 4 of their next 7 games, we're on something.
So I've got here the games that they've got left to play this season, and I just want you boys to say how many points you think they're going to get from those games. Then we can calculate whether or not they might be going down here. So first off,
0.
Manchester United. How many points?
0.
Then I've got here Brentford.
0.
Brentford
0.
At Stamford Bridge.
No,
0. I'd say
included.
maybe 1. Maybe 1. If we're being nice, we'll say 1.
We're talking about them going
Realistically,
down. We've started on a bad foot.
Okay, 0. Right.
0.
Arsenal.
0.
Bournemouth.
Where is it? Is it the Vitality?
Couple of giant killers. A giant killer.
0.
It's at Bournemouth.
1-0.
Jesus. Okay, right. Are we being realistic with that? Is that okay? Right. Yeah, that's true. Okay, Forest.
0.
Maybe
I'll
1.
go 3.
Yeah, that's at home. We're giving 3.
Okay, and then
There is
Manchester
no way
City,
in hell.
Yeah, 0.
and finally Newcastle.
For Newcastle, because it's the final day and it's a Chelsea.
Final day, Newcastle might still
Okay,
need
so
points to get top 4.
Even then,
0.
yeah. Even then, right? Let's say we give them 1 there. What have
here's
we
the
said?
thing.
About 4 points
we're
from
wrong,
those games?
I'm not going to
5?
say we're wrong by much, because I do think they lose
No,
to United.
we probably
I do
won't
think
be.
they lose to City. I do think they lose to Arsenal, and I do think I think the only ones we've got wrong maybe are Bournemouth and maybe Brentford. They all maybe get another 4.
Right now,
Yeah.
Jordan,
Yeah.
get up Nottingham Forest.
All right, let's go.
And see how many points they're going to get.
All right.
So Chelsea are on
let's-
5, so that brings them to. I mean, a
Right,
team getting
Nottingham
relegated
Forest.
with 44 points is a little bit unheard of, but still.
Okay, Nottingham Forest do have a bit of a tough run as well. So next
Okay,
up, they've got
0.
Liverpool away.
All right, 0.
Alright, 0.
So that's probably 0.
0.
Then Brighton at
I mean,
home,
they've just
Forest have got a good
lost.
record at home.
You know, the record at home starting to dither a bit.
lost to United. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, 0.
Okay, Brighton though.
0.
Brentford where?
Brentford
It's
0.
away.
0.
Well, it's not looking good now, is it?
No.
This one might change it. Southampton.
Yeah, 3.
3. 3, yeah.
Southampton.
3.
Then
said
Chelsea,
3.
which we said before. yeah. We did say Chelsea would win, if not a draw.
Let's think about this. At this stage, these two are in a heated relegation fight. Okay.
Okay, and then their last 2 games of the season are Arsenal. Go on, say 3. Go on.
0.
Final
And then
game,
Crystal Palace,
I said
final
it-
game
I
of the
said it was
season.
Point of
3.
Palace. Palace will be on the
Fun.
Palace will be on the beach. Point. Maybe 3.
So, I mean, looking at that, I'm not
Okay, but
entirely
here's the
sure Nottingham Forest are going to be catching Chelsea here.
Chelsea don't have to go down for it to be an embarrassing season. It already is that. What I'm saying though is
Oh, no.
the teams in
Yeah.
the bottom 3 aren't going to catch them, but Palace. Well, I think Palace will finish above them.
Yeah,
You know, I think Chelsea might finish like 14th.
fair enough.
Hear me out.
Yeah, they
Hear me out.
still could finish, like you
Bournemouth
said,
might
Palace.
catch them. Right?
Wolves are right below them. That is mental to think. If Bournemouth catch Chelsea here, it would be insane. But I think it's so funny that we're having this conversation, and the whole thing around this conversation is, can Chelsea get relegated?
Do you want me to make this conversation even
it doesn't
worse?
make sense in my head.
This is a club which has spent £600 million, and to make it worse, this is a club which has
that is exactly what I was going to say.
50 mil this summer, in the last year, on sacking and bringing in managers.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was looking at it. Fulham 2018-19 spent £105 million and got relegated, which I think is the most money spent. Mate, Chelsea this season spent 611.49 million, and we're talking about them potentially going down. So imagine that, just smashes the record, and that's just on transfers as well. Like, it's mental. Yeah, exactly. So, or Tuchel. Like, Tuchel was there at the start of the season. So it's just mental. And I've got here as well, I think no Premier League team since October the 16th has won fewer games than Chelsea this season. No one in the Premier League. So it's mental. It's mental.
And it's amazing as well. It's lovely to see. I'll be honest. I'm loving it. What a season. Premier League's got a little bit boring. Like, recently Man City winning the league every year, but this season is just top draw. I love it.
Yeah, I think they're just the appointment of Frank Lampard alone really just.
Look,
why?
I
don't understand.
I did a YouTube
I don't get
video.
it.
We weren't recording the podcast, so I did my own independent video. The words spoken in that are of my opinion, not of the podcast as a whole. I decided to defend the appointment because I thought, right, sometimes you say stuff online because you think, I'm going to go against the grain, and if I'm right, I look like a genius, right? Alcott,
you thought you were being edgy.
Alcott occasionally does like, this team's amazing, and then like the week later they lose.
Yeah.
I was, look, they were all right under Frank in the first run. It did get really crap towards the end. And undeniably, they are pretty awful right now. And I was completely wrong. But, like...
Yeah, I was going to say, you saw the end at Chelsea, you saw the reign at Everton, and now then you saw him get appointed and go,
end of Chelsea, toxic, kick the manager out, now he's come back in, Mason loves him, all that.
It's the morale. They need to keep the morale high. And if you keep Mason Mount happy, you keep Chelsea happy. Simple.
Yeah, but the morale at the club anyway was bad because of where they are. Frank Lampard coming in, I refuse to believe would give them any hope in hell that it was going to get better. And yeah, it's just they need the season to end more than anyone else, I think.